Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back to another episode in the NeoForged series. In today's episode, we're going to be exploring global loot modifiers. So basically, what are global loot modifiers? So global loot modifiers, in short, allow you to basically modify vanilla loot tables, for example, like chests in dungeons, to add items or even remove items that you wish to do so. So in order to do that, you'll have to do a couple of steps. Number one, you need to generate the JSON and then also create a class that extends the loot modifier, which you will then use to generate that JSON using data generation. So to get started, the first thing we'll do is we want to create a new folder and call that folder just loot. Sorry, not loot. Loot. And then we're gonna create a class called add item modifier, and this is where we're gonna state how we'd like our items to be modified. Well, the first thing we're going to do is extend loot modifier, and then within here we just want to implement the method that it tells us to implement. So do apply and the codec. So just a brief explanation about what codecs do is that, say you have something, this is the codec we'll be needing. So supplier, and in here you'll have map codec, and then you have your add item modifier, and then you have codec. It's codec underscore supplier equals. So basically what codecs are tools used by Mojang data fixer upper to transform objects between different formats like JSON and NBT, and it just makes it easy to just take that data, for example, from one of your Minecraft recipes, and then just transform that to the data that Mojang need. So that's why they created all these map codecs and other similar classes to that. So and now and we're going to use it now for our add item modifier, and I'm going to do suppliers dot momize, and in here you're going to call a supplier, and then we're going to do so record codec builder map codec, and then in here we're going to do instance, and then we're going to do add item modifier dot codec start, and our instance, which is add modify instance, and then we're going to do and. So this is going to be the item we're going to be adding. So built-in registries, and this is all the registries some of the registries that we need. In NeoForged, and then get the item registry, and then to do get by name codec, and then get the field of the item, so just item, and then we're going to get the item, so for getter, and then we're going to do add item modifier, add item modifier instance dot the item, and then you want to do dot apply, and then here we're going to have our add modifier instance on new, so our new class. That will show an error because you haven't created that field yet. So you want to do private final item stack item, not item stack, sorry, just item. And then you want to create your constructor. So going to be public add item modifier. In here we're going to need the following two. So the loot item condition for our item to be like what conditions are needed for our item to be added, and just go condition in, and then our item, and then you're going to do super the condition just item /item, or this has to be different from this. Sorry, just call this one here just 2, and then do that. Right, so that's solve our issues. And then now that you've done that, now we want to basically implement the way for our items to be added. So the first thing you do is just call the code supply and get it, and now we want to create the do apply. So the first thing you need to do is allow to add item conditions like random chance. So you'll do 4. In here you're going to do loot item condition this dot conditions, and then in here you're going to test if it matches if it doesn't match the condition, and then if doesn't match the test context, and in here you're going to return general use. You're not going to return anything because the condition for our items to be added to that loot table that we want is not met, so we don't continue. And then if it is met, we add it to the loot that we want to add. So generate a loot dot add, and then in here new item stack on this dot item, and then users then return the generated list, so it shouldn't return null at any point. Alright, once you've done that, now we can actually create the data generation for that. So you just want to close that. In data, you want to create a new folder, call it loot, not loot table, and then within loot you want to create a class called mod global loot modifier provider. So just create that here, and then this is going to extend global loot mod provider and implement the method that you need, and also just the constructor, so the pack output. You can get rid of this, the mod ID. We're just going to specify directly into super and then mod ID, so you can just directly refer to that. And now if you want to see some of the loot modifiers you can do, some loot tables, you can just head over to this link. It's a bit old, so I think it's probably pre 1.20 1.19, but there is some of them on there, and then you can just get a jig from like what loot tables names, what type of loot tables the names, how they go on match, and then you can also go to the Minecraft source code and explore there. But for now I'm just going to do just 2. So we're going to do add, and in here this is adding our global loot modifier, and we're just going to call this example item from igloo chest, and in here we're going to do new add item modifier, and in here we're going to do new loot item condition, and then within here you're going to do loot table id condition dot builder and resource location dot parse, and then the name of Minecraft igloo chest, so you're going to do chest slash igloo chest, and then you're going to do dot build. There's no reason to add Minecraft because you're using parse, so automatically adds the Minecraft thing you need. So for example, like with the Minecraft here, so that should be fine. So if you look by separator, this is how the resource location does everything. So if there's no name, I'll just use the wizard default namespace. Alright, and then in here we're going to make it where you have a 35% chance of getting our example item in the igloo chest. So loot item random chance condition random chance, and in here we're going to 0.35 f representing 35% chance dot build, and then finally the item we want to have, which is item init dot example item dot get, and just close everything off. Loot item condition, new item modifier, sorry, this has to be closed off here, and then just do this, and then that's it. And now I'm going to show you how to do where 100% of the time you'll get the items. So this time we're going to do it just from an iron golem. So by hitting iron golem, every time you kill an iron golem you're going to get an item. So new item, add item modifier, and you can have new loot item condition, and then the name of the iron golem. So here you can have other entities like the new entity 1.20, can't remember his name, and then you can just have it where it drops. And if you just get rid of this a new item loot, you don't need this here, so you can just get rid of that, and instead of just doing this, and now 100% of the time you'll just get it from the iron golem. Alright, so now you want to register your mod global loot provider. So you just generate a .add provider through mod global load modifiers provider and just run your data. So all right, we apologize, but the reason why the run data generation didn't work, I'm going to insert this part before doing the run data, is that we're going to need to create one more class, and that class is in the init folder, and it's going to be loot modifier init. And this is because we just need to register the loot modifiers. So we're just going to do public static deferred register of our map codec. So deferred, and in here we're going to do map codec, and in here we're going to do extends I global loot modifier. I'm just going to call this here loot underscore modifiers, and then we're going to do dot create, and in here we're going to do NeoForged registries dot global loot modifiers serializers and our mod ID, so tutorial mod ID, and then you close off. And now we just want to do public static final, and in here we're going to do deferred holder, and in here we're going to do map codec extends I global loot modifier, and then you do map codec and our add item modifier, and then you do add item modifier and registry by just doing the following. So register add underscore item and add item modifier dot codec supplier. And then once you've done that, you just want to head over to your tutorial mod and just register that here. So dot loot modifier dot register, and then once you've run your data, it should hopefully work this time. It should just take a couple of seconds, and you can see that it's run. So if you just head over to your generated folder in your data tutorial mod loot modifiers, you can see that it's done it for the igloos and it's done it for the iron golem. So I'll just run the game and show you that it's worked. Alright, now within a game I'm going to show you that it works. Let me just get an iron golem and just keep hitting him. Well, yeah, sorry man, I apologize. As you can see, well he didn't drop it this time, so there's a chance he doesn't drop it. So let's just try again. That was there from before. Let me just get my sword out again. Let's try with the mace. Well, I did try before and it worked, so let's try again. So as you can see, he's dropped it this time, so there's a chance that it might not drop. So if you want 100% certainty, you can just go back to your code and set it to 100% with the random chance rather than it being 75% or 50% of the time. So as you can see that it works now. And then if you've managed to find a nice glue, being the as rare they are, you can just check if it works, and then you can modify it for one purposes. If you want me to research and to look for other ways the global loot modifiers can be used, just put in the comment section below. So that's it for this episode. In the next episode, we're going to be looking at armor, and then after that, armor effects. So have a great time. Peace out, and assalamu alaikum.